स्यात् कृष्णनामचरितादिसिताप्यविद्या स्यात् कृष्णनामचरितादिसिताप्यविद्या तिक्तोपतप्तरसनस्य न रोचिकानो तिक्तोपतप्तरसनस्य न रोचिकानो किन्त्वादरादनुदिनं खलु सैव जुष्टा किन्त्वादरादनुदिनं खलु सैव जुष्टा स्वाद्विक्रमाद्भवति तद्गदमूलहन्त्री स्वाद्विक्रमाद्भवति तद्गदमूलहन्त्री स्यात् कृष्णनामचरितादिसिताप्यविद्या पित्तोपतप्तरसनस्य न रोचिकानो किन्त्वादरादनुदिनं खलु सैव जुष्टा स्वाद्विक्रमाद्भवति तद्गदमूलहन्त्री Translation. The holy name, character, pastimes and activities of Krishna are all transcendently sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. Hare Krishna. So we welcome everyone for studying this manual for all Vaishnavas, Upadeshamrut, text 7 together. Syat means is. Krishna Nama Charita Adi. Krishna's name, form, pastimes, qualities, ityadi. Sitapi, which means they are as good as sugar candy or sugar cane juice. Api, although they are like this, avidya pitta upatapta rasana. Pitta, bile, upatapta, afflicted, rasana, tongue. Pitta upatapta rasana, of what kind of pitta? Avidya pitta upatapta rasana. Tongue that has got the bile of ignorance coating it, or the consciousness that has got ignorance covering it. Na rochikanu. Such a person cannot find any taste in Krishna Nama Charita Adi. Although they are Sita Api. Very, very sweet to taste. Krishna's name, form, pastimes, qualities. Na rochikanu. No taste. In fact, bitter taste. It's not just no taste like water. It's kadwa. Because difficult. Sometimes you can see the devotees' faces when they are chanting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So, one time one new man came and he saw this devotees chanting and he said, "ये स्वामी जी किस चीज को इतना जोर से ना ना कह रहे हैं?" I said, वो माया को ना ना कह रहे हैं, कृष्ण को हाँ हाँ कह रहे हैं internally. So sometimes the faces become really bitter. Na rochikano. Kintu, however, adarat anudinam, with great respect and with great consistency. Khalu saiva jushta. Saiva jushta means lage raho. Consistently and with respect, continue chanting. or associating with Krishna's Nama Rupa Guna Lila ityadi, Swadvi Kramat Bhavati. Gradually, those things start becoming very tasteful, relishable. Why? Tad Gada Mula Hantri. The disease of avidya, which was earlier described, is destroyed at its root by this kind of regular participation in hearing, chanting, etc. So Tad Gada means that disease. Mula Hantri means destroyed at the root. And once it is destroyed, avidya of our nature of spiritual self, we are ignorant about it. Adhyatma Vidya is not present. As soon as chanting is practiced, it bestows upon the chanter Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. And such a person destroys his avidya and develops solid taste. So we have the later stages of bhakti, nishtha, ruchi, asakti, bhava, prema. So they start also manifesting once the anartha nivrutti is over. So this is the meaning of the verse. So in short, in this verse, we have been given a clue of the symptoms of our disease, the cause of our disease, the cure of our disease, and beyond the cure, what is the life that one can experience once the disease is over? What is a natural, healthy life? All things are given in one nutshell. So what are the symptoms of our disease? No taste for Nama Rupa Guna Lila of Krishna. So the example is given, if a person has got jaundice, his tongue gets bilious secretion on it, and if he tastes sugarcane juice, bitter. But forcefully, he is told as a matter of sadhana, regulation, he has to do it. And gradually as he goes on increasing, the liver becomes cleansed, so to say, and jaundice goes away, and tongue suddenly starts tasting sweetness. It is not that the sugarcane juice has changed its nature, but the disease has been destroyed. So in the beginning we are finding it bitter, but if we continue associating with this, in due course of time it will start becoming relishable. And this is personal experience of Rupa Goswami. He is not just telling theory. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a beautiful description of how when Rupa Goswami visited Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very eager, the author I am talking about. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very eager to introduce the author to all the Vaishnavas there, seeing his wonderful qualities and sincere practices of devotional service. At that time, Rupa Goswami, he was not staying or entering into Jagannath temple, just like Haridas Thakur. So Namacharya Haridas Thakur was forbidden to enter. So he also took that upon himself. I have also served Mlechas and Yavanas in the past. I am also not qualified. So they two used to stay together. Interesting combination. Namacharya, Haridas Thakur and Rupa Goswami, another relisher of holy name, staying together at Siddha Bakul. So one time, in the hut that they were staying in, Rupa Goswami wrote a beautiful poem and stacked it up somewhere and went. No, that's another pastime. Rupa Goswami actually was prodded by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you are compiling one Vidagdha Madhav, Lalit Madhav, a natika, a drama, one on pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan, another on pastimes of Krishna in Dwaraka. So I have seen that in that drama you have written a verse in the beginning that glorifies Krishna's holy name. So why don't you share that writing with the assembled devotees? And at that time Rupa Goswami was very hesitant, but because of being prodded again and again, he shared one verse. which I will project here first so that you also can relish. Tunde Tandavinim Ratim Vitanute Tundavali Labdhaye Karnakrodakadambini Ghatayate Karnarbudebhya Spruham Chetah Prangana Sangini Vijayate Sarvendriyanam Krutim No Jane Janita Kiyadbhiramrutai Krishneti Varanadvayi. The meaning is, I do not know how much nectar these two syllables, Krishna, have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within my mouth. We then desire many, many tongues. How much can we relish with one tongue? When that name enters the holes of my ears, we desire millions and millions of ears. And when the holy name dances in the courtyard of my heart, it conquers the activities of the mind, and therefore all the senses become inert. So when this verse was recited, Namacharya Haridas Thakur started dancing in ecstasy. He said, what kind of glorification is this of the holy name? I have never heard somebody glorifying so wonderfully the holy names of Krishna. So this is the personal experience of the author. Tunde Tandavinim Ratim. What kind of rati? Taste? Tandava, you heard? Dancing ecstasy. When the holy name is vibrated in my mouth. Vitanute means it distributes rati, everywhere in the mouth. So Tundavali Labdhaye. What Tunde, in one mouth there is so much taste. Tundavali means I want millions of mouths, so that I can start relishing something. And Karna Kroda Kadambini Ghatayate. It enters. Ghatayate means to enter into the holes. And Karna Arbudebhya Spruham. Arbuda means Abja in Sanskrit. I want how many years? Trillions of years. Karna Arbudebhya Spruham. And then Chetah Prangana Sangini Vijayate. It enters into the Chetas and conquers. Param Vijayate. All victory over the personality. Sarvendriyanam Krutim Vijayate. It conquers all the activities of all my senses. Means my senses cannot do anything else but just relish the presence of Krishna in the heart. And he says, No jane janita kiyat bhiramrutaihi. What kind of amruta? This two syllables. Krishna iti varana dvayi. They have produced, I cannot describe it sufficiently. So, this book is not a theoretical book written by somebody. Whatever is written here is personally been approved, practiced, approved, relished by the author himself. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also became so pleased after hearing this verse. And of course, there is further description. If you want, you can study Antya Leela, first chapter, for more nectar. But that will go off the track, so I will continue. So we have the symptom, the cure, the cause. What is the cause of our disease? Ignorance, avidya. And how do you know you have avidya? We are forgetful of our spiritual nature. In fact, avidya is so powerful that even time cannot destroy it. Everything else in this material world is destroyed by time. Big mountains like Himalaya, oceans are, sun will be one day dead by the influence of time. But what time cannot destroy? Avidya. Which means the jiva, after his annihilation of the creation, the jiva goes back into the body of Mahavishnu, stays there in slumber for a long time, and again comes back with the same avidya and continues his business of expanding his domain of material enjoyment. One time Srila Prabhupada was in one particular temple, I think Montreal temple, and he saw one cockroach. So Prabhupada picked up that cockroach in his hand, and the devotees were watching what he's doing. So he went near the window, opened the window. Here, Now I give you the whole world to enjoy. And Prabhupada let him go. And the devotees got such a lesson. Every creation, Sarga, Mahavishnu is also doing the same thing with all of us. Here. Enjoy. You want to continue your material enjoyment? One more time. Continue. So, avidya cannot be destroyed even by kala. That is the power of avidya. Ignorance. And that's why Chakshudan Dilo Jai Janme Janme Prabhu Sei. My spiritual master, Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam. So that is the power of Guru. The gift that he gives us of Krishna consciousness is so great that it cannot be repaid by anything that we may do for them. So this is how ignorance, avidya, is the cause of our disease, which leads to forgetfulness of our spiritual nature and our relationship with Krishna. That leads to getting distracted by Maya every now and then. And eventually, we keep taking false or bad shelters in our life when we are distracted by Maya. So different people take shelters in different things. Some people take in wealth. Some people take in their aristocratic, influential relatives or friends. Some people take shelter in their own gymming and bodybuilding. Nothing can happen. Some people take shelter in their ancestral property or some kind of influence. But these are called durashraya, bad shelters. Because right at the time when you need the most, death, none of this shelter help you. When death comes, all these shelters that we sought help of, they go and join the other party. Right at the crucial time of your life, you say, come on, now help me. No, I'm dying. They say, sorry, we are going on that side. And you get so frustrated in your life, for having done so much shelter seeking here, and these fellows, last minute they ditch me completely. Our Navayogendra Maharaj says, कि ये शरीर के लिए तुम इतना करते हो, अपने सारे परिवार रिश्ते सब फ्रेंड्स रिलेटिव सबके लिए कुछ करते हो, बट तुम्हारी जब मौत होगी तो सब काम धाम बंद करके पहले तुम्हारी चिता जलाने के लिए सब लोग उत्सुक रहेंगे. These very same people will be excited. First thing to do, सब अपना काम हम सब छोड़ छाड़ के आ जाएंगे. वो लोग पहले काम करेंगे, इसको ठिकाने लगाओ पहले. So that is how the world is. So false or bad shelters, no matter what you invest, it is going to get diwala in due course, and it will not help us at the most needed time of our life, which is death. That's why they are called bad shelters. But still we have hope against hope, and we keep investing a huge amount of energy and effort in this direction, and we cannot understand our mistake. This is the nature of avidya. So avidya and its symptoms: forgetfulness of Krishna, distracted by Maya, taking bad or false shelters, hoping against hope, hum honge kamaya, and then not understanding our mistake also, despite so much of heartbreaking and disappointment. So this is cause. Now this is on the individual level. On collective level, the cause of our suffering is atheistic leadership of people who are stooped in ignorance of knowledge of spirituality. So what do? So the atheistic leader, they mislead us by their leadership. So blind follow the blind, all fall into ditch. Similarly, we follow these atheistic leaders, we keep falling back into the material world, the ditch of ignorance. And then Krishna describes them very vividly. Namam dushkrutino mudha prapadyante naradhama mayaya aparuta jnana asuram bhavam. 4 kinds of them. of atheists. Those who don't take shelter of Krishna, we keep taking shelter of them. So they become our leaders. And not only these leaders propagate wrong theories, they also actively oppose Krishna consciousness. So they try to disrupt the endeavors of a devotee of spreading Krishna consciousness in this world. And eventually, they personally never surrender to Krishna, nor do they ever inspire anyone else to surrender to Krishna. So till here we will study today. This is just summary. Now we'll go back into the purport. So, how many of you feel distressed over your lack of taste in chanting? Sometimes. Always. Then stay tight through this journey. For next 7 days, I want you to take up one exercise. That for every day at the end of japa, you grade your japa on 4 scale. Can you tell in the app that you designed? Yeah, we recently made one app for tracking japa. People are doing apps for what not reasons. So we thought, let us use Krishna's service, some app making. Just give it to me. So, worst kind of japa is that I missed my rounds on that day. You know, so 16 round nahi hua, 14 ho gaya, 12 ho gaya, bhul gaya. You know, that kind of that's like worst. Then next up level is just completed. Girte padte marte hue. Somehow the 16 over. You know, so that's another. Then third level of chanting is good struggle. I really gave a good fight. Like in a boxing ring mein rehta na, dhad dhad ek dusre ko marte ho log. So mind is beating us, we are beating the mind. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You know, the mind is. So we gave a good struggle. So that's third level. आज का जब संघर्षमय था लेकिन अच्छा था. बहुत मार खाया मैंने लेकिन अच्छा था. So that's the feeling you got at the end of japa. And then the last one, heard with heart. I heard my rounds with my heart. अरे ऐसे मत बोलो भाई. Hope against hope here is okay. Yeah, so maybe round wise you can do it if you want. Yeah, it happens round wise. True, I'm maybe round wise. So you make an Excel sheet, 1 to 16 and 0, 1, 2, 3. Which of the category. So missed rounds in that case could mean that we skipped the beats. कभी-कभी क्या होता है, 7 minutes is like a regular time that we finish in, and sometimes it gets in 5.5 minutes only. And you wonder क्या हो क्या गया? तो कभी-कभी खुश भी होते हैं हम लोग, हो गया. Another classic is that in the bead, it slips out of the hand, and you really get distressed. Oh no! And then you try searching, that exact bead, where you lost it from your hand. It just never happens. So that's kind of missed rounds, japa. मैं और मेरी लीलाएं जप के समय खास करके. So can we do that exercise for next 7 days? 1 to 16, this 0, 1, 2, 3 levels. Missed rounds, just completed, कैसा तो कर दिया उसको, and good struggle, and heard with heart. And if you do that, I assure you, in the subsequent learning, you will start relishing this verse like anything. So it's a reciprocation we need to offer. ठीक. Now we go to the purport. Now the description is coming of symptoms. The holy name of Lord Krishna, his quality, pastimes and so forth are all of the nature of absolute truth, beauty and bliss. What a line. It's like powerful introduction. Naturally they are very sweet, like sugar candy, which appeals to everyone. Nations, however, avidya, ignorance, is compared to the disease called jaundice, which is caused by bilious secretions. Prabhupada was a pharmaceutical man. His language is every way refined. Attacked by jaundice, the tongue of a diseased person cannot palatably relish sugar candy. Rather, a person with jaundice considers something sweet to taste very bitter. Avidya, beautiful line, ignorance, similarly perverts the ability to relish the transcendentally palatable name, quality, form, pastimes of Krishna. Despite this disease, if one with great care and attention, adarat, takes to Krishna consciousness, chanting the holy names and hearing Krishna's transcendental pastimes, his ignorance will be destroyed and his tongue enabled to taste the sweetness of the transcendental nature of Krishna and his paraphernalia. Such a recovery of spiritual health is possible only by anudinam, regular cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Okay, so we continue. So this is individual cause of avidya. Now distraction due to maya, forgetfulness of Krishna. When a man in the material world takes more interest in the materialistic way of life than in Krishna consciousness, he is considered to be in a diseased condition. So every time we find materialistic things more appealing than practice of spiritual culture, then we should know this is disease. Sometimes it is ulta. We treat practicing spiritual culture as if, karna padta hai. And we have a natural awakening of relish, in materialistic activities. Prabhupada says that how a drunkard, if he has to be trained to give up his habit of drinking, then there are three things that are told to them. Number one is you accept that this is a problem first. If you don't accept that drinking is a problem, nothing else works. So that's why in the Alcoholics Anonymous, the first thing that you are supposed to do while talking to others is that to say loud, clear, I am a drunkard. There are people who have got cured of drinking habit, but still they are part of the Alcoholic Anonymous to save themselves from getting back into it. Even they say the same line, I am a drunkard. Because the moment I imagine like that, problem. So first thing is acceptance. Then second thing they are taught is that you cannot conquer over this negative habit by your own powers. Only grace of God can save you. So that is the second principle of Alcoholics Anonymous. First is accept I'm in problem. Second is appeal for grace of superior powers. And that is the second most important thing. And the third thing is association. Positive association and negative to be completely avoided. And then there are 12 such codes of conduct given to them. I will not go into all of them. But these are the things that are crucial. Similarly, in our case, sometimes material life is so attractive that while enjoying it, we kind of forget also that there is some problem here that is happening. And this is why Prabhupada is mentioning this is a diseased condition of life. The normal condition is to remain an eternal servant of the Lord. Jivera Swarupa hoy, Krishnera, sometimes Das. No, Nitya Das. This healthy condition is lost when the living entity forgets Krishna due to being attracted by the external features of Krishna's Maya energy. This world is Maya. This world of Maya is called Durashraya, which means false or bad shelter. One who puts his faith in Durashraya becomes a candidate for hoping against hope. In the material world, everyone is trying to become happy. And although their material attempts are baffled in every way, due to their nations, they cannot understand their mistakes. People try to rectify one mistake by making another mistake. This is the way of struggle for existence in the material world. If one in this condition is advised to take to Krishna consciousness and be happy, he does not accept such instructions. So earlier we studied that shloka, Matirna Krishne Paratasvatova Mitho Bhipadyeta Gruhavratanam. Somebody who has taken a Gruhavrata means a vow that I will remain and rot in this material world. So he's called Gruhavrata. Matirna Krishne. Their Krishna consciousness cannot be aroused. Parataha Swatova, by others' endeavors or their own endeavors or by joint conferences. So they become candidates for hoping against hope. So the lecture by Steve Jobs at the Stanford University, in which he speaks 3 stories, connecting the dots, one more, and the third one is about death. And when he speaks about death, amazing lessons. How death puts you in touch with your true self and the true reality. And how it gives you the right perspective about leading your life as if every moment has to be dedicated for living truth. So very interesting class. I'll email you the link so that at your own space you can see it. But why am I mentioning that? Is that whatever we are considering of great value and importance, when we value it against the background of I'm going to die next at any time, then we get to know how much emphasis to be put on this thing in our life that we consider sometimes more important than life itself. Now comes the discussion on atheistic leaders and collective ignorance. This Krishna consciousness movement is being spread all over the world just to remedy this gross ignorance. So we are celebrating 50th anniversary of our ISKCON. We should know what kind of movement we are part of. हम क्या कर रहे हैं exactly? There are many spiritual organizations. Maybe they are doing great social work, but many of them don't even have a clue of what is the disease and what is the cure. Although they are doing some good work around. People in general are misled by blind leaders, the leaders of human society, politicians, philosophers, scientists. एक रह गया, teachers. Are blind because they are not Krishna conscious. According to Bhagavad Gita, because they are bereft of all factual knowledge due to their atheistic way of life, they are actually sinful rascals and are the lowest among men. Namam dushkrutino budha prapadyante naradhava. Now, such people never surrender to Krishna, and they oppose the endeavor of those who wish to take Krishna's shelter. When such atheists become leaders of society, the entire atmosphere is surcharged with nations. So that is collective ignorance being spread around. In fact, in modern times, because of scientific technological advancement and all kinds of bogus philosophies like Freud and whatnot, and on top of that there are politicians. India has been poor because of its stress on the spirituality. It should make progress in technology. Politicians. There is one fellow who went to our Srirangam temple, one of our early politicians, first Prime Minister of India. In the Srirangam campus, he is giving a bhashan. He says that how nice it would be if all these temples are converted into industry. That would lead to great fortune for our India. So, Politicians, philosophers, scientists, everybody is geared for prompting materialism. And push aside Krishna consciousness, spirituality as much as you can. So in this condition, people do not become very enthusiastic to receive this Krishna consciousness movement. Just as a diseased person suffering from jaundice does not relish the taste of sugar candy. However, one must know that for jaundice, sugar candy is the only specific medicine. And if Prabhupada says it, it is true, because he is a pharmaceutical man. Similarly, in the present confused state of humanity, Krishna consciousness, the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the only remedy for setting the world right. This is Victorian English. Setting the world right. Earlier English, Prabhupada's special. Although Krishna consciousness may not be very palatable for a diseased person, Srila Rupa Goswami nonetheless advises that if one wants to be cured of the material disease, he must take to it with great care and attention. One begins his treatment by chanting Hare Krishna, because by chanting, a person in the material condition will be relieved from all misconceptions. That's an interesting translation of Cheto Darpana Arjanam. Avidya, a misconception about one's spiritual identity, provides the foundation for ahankara or false identification, ego in the heart. So it seems that avidya leads to ahankara, and then ahankara will lead to certain type of vichara, sense gratificatory thoughts, and that vichara would eventually lead to activities. There's lack of sense control that is exhibited, and then one will while away the resources that are given to him for perfecting his life. So it all begins with avidya. So why should we chant with care and attention? What will happen if we don't chant with care and attention?
Offenses.
Okay, offenses. What will offenses lead to? Okay, weeds will grow. The Bhakti Lata has got, in the garden of our heart, we have Bhakti Lata Bij, and we also have the weeds of various types of bhukti, mukti, siddhi desires, or karma, jnana, yoga tendencies. So they will get watered. So that they will also grow alongside because of the inattentive chanting. What else will happen?
Bad shelters.
Okay, that will be last step. In between there are some things happening. We will not make spiritual progress. We will make limited spiritual progress. We will lose taste for bhakti. Because of these desires increasing, our taste for bhakti will reduce, and gradually we will start becoming rebellious. We start thinking that this bhakti doesn't work. मैंने भक्ति किया, भक्ति ने क्या दिया मेरे को? No, that kind of thing. Because the desires for bhakti mukti siddhi are so strong in the heart. From avidya to avidya. Again you go back into the track. So that is why care and attention. Adarat anudinam. We should not avoid. Now, we will stop there for today, and now we will do an exercise. So in order to improve our chanting, there are 3 levels of practices. There is improvement at the level of method, there is improvement at the level of mood, and then there is improvement at the level of mellows or relish of the holy name. So, the beginning of good chanting is creating favorable environment. And then there is 2 types of favorable environments. There is external favorable environment and there is internal favorable environment. That is called as methods and moods. So all of you know certain gross practices that are conducive for quality chanting. Can I know from them? Can I know of them from you? Okay, 3 P's: posture, pronunciation, and oh, that goes here. Being prayerful during chanting. Mood, no? Anything else in methods? Preferably morning time. Then place of chanting. You still remember the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that I taught. Shuchau deshe pratisthapya sthiram asanam atmanaha natyuchritam nati nicham chailajena kushottaram tatraikagram manah krutva manah sam. All that description of yogic sadhana, so to say. So Shuchau deshe means clean place. Sthiram asanam means steady, posture. But then there is a rock and roll posture also that we have. There are shaky japas. People shake their legs. Shake. So many things are getting shaken up. So steady. Sthiram asanam. So you have to tell them sometimes.
Same place.
Sitting in the same place. Kushagras. Okay. You have to really become a yogic sadhaka. Yeah. Kushagras is very favorable, but not compulsory. Plastic mat is also okay. Clean.
Yeah, it's better than deer skin.
Deer skin is difficult to get.
Yeah, Kushagras is
Still possible.
Kushagras sticks are available with the entire.
Yeah.
The mats are available.
Yes. So there is one more thing I'm waiting for in methods.
Good early dinner and sleep.
Sleep early and wake up early. Not the first thing only. Early sleeping without much overstuffing our belly. Dinner. And then
Do yourself usually clean face and then start
clean place and personal self. Okay, as far as possible, unless there is some emergency.
start with a prayer.
Start with a prayer. Okay, we'll come to that. Beginning, middle, and end with a prayer. Your japa. I'll come to that. Yes.
Keeping Hare Krishna mantra or photo of a spiritual master.
So to say, set up the environment, for good chanting. So there is a nice picture of your favorite deities, your Ishtadev. There is Mahamantra written. Yes.
Maybe in association of devotees.
Even if there is just one more devotee present with us in japa, our quality of japa is at least 150% more. Have you seen that? Alone, को पता नहीं क्या mischievous mind है हमारा. But just one more devotee, suddenly, manachi nahi nidan janachi. In Mara, it's the ulta. So, in association. So, even if sometimes they are not devotees, you can chant with your family members. If not them, then at least with your spiritual master in his picture form. Imagine your spiritual master sitting in front of you in chanting. How is your chanting at that time? Suddenly becomes excellent. So, in association. So, these are some of the best methods we have learnt. And we should adopt them as far as possible. Now, let's go to moods. So, I was telling in earlier class one acronym. Harinam. So, what was that for? पता नहीं वो बालगोविंद का काम है उसको ही करने दो. What was the helplessness with appreciation towards the holy name, responsibility, Intentionally trying to please the Lord. Not I have to chant, I love to chant. Need, feeling the need for it. Yugaitam jagat, shunyaitam jagat sarvam, Govinda virahename. Then alignment. And mercy. And there is one more A. Avoiding offenses. I think avoiding offenses is on both levels, method and mood. So we'll keep it somewhere in between. Wonderful. Today I will talk about mellows, although it is a topic slightly out of syllabus for us. Before we complete this curriculum, we generally don't go there. But you will be shocked to know that chanting is really relishable. And that part of the story, which is slightly unexplored or felt very rarely in our life, is called mellows. That's the next, So this part comes under this Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti Bhava, this. And when this is set right, it is more like a Raga Nuga. And when this comes into picture, like Bhava and Prema towards Krishna. In mellows, typically what happens is that along with the Nama, the Rupa, eventually Guna, and also eventually Leela, spontaneously come in the mind of the devotee. Spontaneously, no force, nothing artificial. So that is one thing that happens during mellows time. So in order for us to experience that, what we can do is to try and get to know about Krishna's Rupa a little more elaborately. Is that possible? So again, this is the uncharted territory to be entered with caution, not like a Sahajiya and some go-getter, cheap go-getter of things. So we have Rupa of Krishna being described in the scriptures. So we have Brahma Samhita, Bhagavatam. There are such beautiful literatures. And not just overall description of Krishna, specific details of Krishna's bodily parts and how they are spiritually constituted. So example, there is a meditation on Krishna's lotus feet. And you will be shocked to know that there is ample amount of information available only on this topic. What to speak of others. So we can have our own Rupa Dhyanam, which we devise for ourselves, and I had given that exercise some time back, that from feet to face, the pastimes that come to your mind and the prayers that you can offer to Krishna while meditating on each limb of Krishna. For example, you go before the deities, you're looking at the feet of the Lord, then what is the pastime that can come in the mind? Kaliya, Krishna did Tandav on him and subdued him. What else? Ram touched Ahalya. So may Krishna touch me also. A stone-like person like me, full of lust and greed. Vamanadev, Urukrama. In 2 steps he measured the whole universe and poked the Brahmandas covering, brought Viraja in the form of Ganga, Charanamrut. So that's an interesting meditation while looking at the feet of Krishna. Yes?
So what are the 19 symbols on the feet?
Yeah, each of the symbols of the feet, correct? We can meditate on them. Now what are the prayers that can be offered? Any prayer to Krishna's lotus feet,
So start
Queen Kunti's prayer. Which one?
That includes
Namah Pankajanaabhaya, Namah Pankajamaline, Namah Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajanghraye. Very nice.
She starts to come 50.
Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Budho Krupaya Tava Pada Pankaja Sthita Dhuli Sadrusham Vichint. See, you all know. All that is needed is little more application. Like, at the right time you have to be doing the right thing. So this is Rupa. So it is not sahajiyaik to actually do this. When you go and stand before the deities or just before you begin your japa, you actually meditate on Krishna's form and offer prayers. Then what are the Krishna's qualities? Have you ever studied Krishna's 64 qualities? There are 64 qualities of Krishna. And if you want, you can study Nectar of Devotion. They are given there. Krishna is Saulabhya, Saugandhya, Vavaduk, Priyamvada. So many qualities of Krishna. So we should know those qualities, 64 of them. And then, of course, Leela. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, thorough study, can give you enough that while chanting, your mind has no other, what you call, useless topics to get into. You have enough to relish. So, this is how we have to additionally cultivate this side. This is Artha Pravrutti. Positive side of our japa becoming relishable. So I would speak of this one only. There are many things in this curriculum which we will talk another time. Any comments or questions?
The mellows thing.
These are the realizations of a struggling sadhaka who is very sincere. And also they are relishable. These realizations are also, sometimes we feel pathetic about ourselves, but we also laugh at it. You have seen?
Yes.
So, interesting. Any other?
Prabhu, so we are thinking about trying to concentrate our mind on all this at the same time we are hearing.
Oh, that can be made into a question also. How can be? Just like when you are tasting prasadam, you talk to your friend. You are listening and talking.
So that's not called distraction from learning.
How? You are relishing, you hear.
Like you are thinking, oh Krishna, you are just thinking.
Currently, our chanting is it's not a multi-sensory experience for us yet. Our chanting is more like that japamala and the tongue and the ear and maybe the mind. But actually, chanting is multi-sensory experience. It's like far better than watching a 4D movie, 5D, whatever. Chanting is better than watching a 5D movie. That is that powerful. So you relish simultaneously everything that you are doing. You chant, you are hearing the holy name of Krishna. You are also getting, it's like a whole thing in just the chanting itself. Okay, fine. Any other comments or questions? So, let's talk a little bit about this part. In moods, we nowadays people have the mood of the day. So in the WhatsApp they will put up a particular, what they call it? Portfolio? Moji? No, not Moji.
Status.
Not status.
Smiley, no?
In the graphic icon, there is an icon that you keep. PT. DP. Display profile, exactly. DP. It's called DP. Dear Prabhu. It's called DP. So, this can be our DP, so to say. Today's mood, I'm highly depressed. about everything in life. Fine, helplessness. Today's mood. I don't know why, but there are a lot of things to be appreciated here in spiritual life. Like just the way today, Rupa Goswami Prabhu did the dressing of Radha Krishna. So I'm a little elated since morning. So it's like that. And sometimes there is patriotic feeling, that. So in this way, the point I'm trying to make is, let no mood go waste. Let us harness that mood to do good to us in our chanting. Sometimes, aaj mood nahi hai. What do you mean exactly by that? Which mood that reflects? Sometimes we say, no mood. No mood is no condition, right? Jiva has to have some mood. So when he says put off, mood off, there is something that is happening. So the point I'm trying to make is, the mind is giving us excuses not to focus on chanting, and we make the excuse as the excuse for chanting nicely. It is called yan annimitta nimittena dharmena aradhayan harim. In Vaikuntha, the Vaikuntha Vasis have a good bad habit. What is their habit? Animitta nimittena dharmena aradhayan. They perform devotional service to Lord Vishnu animitta ko nimitta banakar. Malab, there is no occasion, so that's an occasion for celebration. Can you imagine this kind of people? No occasion. Today there is no Ekadashi. Let's chant 64 rounds. What? So that is their mood. आज कुछ है ही नहीं करने के लिए, इसलिए हम कुछ ज़्यादा सेवा कर रहे हैं. This is exactly what I'm saying. How to avoid our mental traps is a great science. We should learn it. Otherwise, we while away great deal of our energy. Even after coming to the right people in the right forum, getting the right things in life, we still run dry. And this is why this discussion. Make your moody mind moodful in chanting. I'm sorry for cooking words, but she had the same word exactly at the same time. So that means Krishna wants it to be. Yes.
What is responsibility? This will be responsible for this, but the worldly responsibility always having fight with this responsibility. So, what can be done and how, what could be done actually in this kind of situation? Worldly responsibility and responsibility towards this chanting. So, this lot of fight keeps going actually. I don't know, it's happening for me and for others happening.
It also happens for us, Prabhu. So, my understanding is that we say na 100 sunar ki, 1 lohar ki. So in order to employ our consciousness for responsibly doing our worldly duties, we first need to purify our consciousness, empower our consciousness, align our consciousness with Krishna's desires. Then everything else becomes a cakewalk. There are a few moments in our life, and if we can be strong in those hard moments, then everything in our life becomes a piece of cakewalk. So one of being strong in the hard moment is this moment, where the responsibilities of this nature are pushing, and we are aware that if I do this one thing nicely, chanting, this chanting will take care of a lot of other good things in life. So, what is that? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te tesham nityabhi yuktanam yogakshemam vahami aham. So many verses. Krishna is giving promises that you do this, and in due course of time you will experience that those things are also taken care of.
So, taking the same.
So 100 sunar ki, then 1 lohar ki. You put effort here, everything else will be worked out.
This responsibility, like 18.68 or 69, like if you do this thing to me, if you explain this secret of Bhagavad Gita to devotees, that that person is
Most dear to me.
most dear to me, was, is and will be. That is what the promise. So if you are talking about this responsibility here, then can we think about it like we become responsible and an instrument of getting somebody, for Krishna's service.
Possible.
That responsibility, and because Krishna will take care of your worldly responsibility like this.
So these are not just material, but even the spiritual responsibilities that we have that come in the way of our chanting. So what to do with that?
Almost something of,
Correct.
Yes.
So that's what again I'm saying. The more we build our relationship with Krishna, then that connection with Krishna can resolve or take care of many other responsibilities, whether spiritual or material.
So if you think it's a spiritual responsibility, then is it okay? Or
It is better than having distracting, negative, sinful thoughts. But it is not good.
one should avoid it.
One should avoid it. If it is too troublesome, you may just note down a few things as a list to be done later on and tell the mind, now keep focus. Any other?
This Martin Luther King was said that I have so much to do today that I need to spend another half an hour on my knees. That gives him more.
Yes, I have so much to do today that I think I need to spend another extra half an hour on my knees praying. So the point is, we have both components in life. There is prayer component and there is action component. Ma manusmara yudhyacha. So when we are having our prayer time going on, let's not yudhya in the wrong dimension. There we focus on that aspect. So we end there. Thank you. We'll continue this discussion in the next class.